And the journey continues as we search for the East Coast best pizza. I mean bike parks.
Do you guys like riding chunky stuff?
Do we like chunky stuff?
I feel exhausted.
In this episode, we tackle the chunk and a little bit of that East Coast flow.
Performance beer. Please sponsor.
And whatever else Mountain Creek throws our way. Hanging with new friends. And heckling some old friends.
This is Drew from the LoamWolf.com. We're at Mountain Creek Bike Park for the Thursday night race.
3, 2, 1, go. Oh, you snake!
All this and more here at Mountain Creek Bike Park.
Now, we haven't spent a lot of time riding bike parks on the East Coast, but Mountain Creek is certainly a place we've been hearing about for a long time. There's a passionate group of riders that are always sending us messages on Instagram, inviting us to come out here. We're really excited to come out here and ride with some of our old friends, new fans, and just see what this park is all about. And as you may see behind, it might not look like a big, amazing, impressive mountain. I tell you what, they got over 50 trails on this mountain, and they are all fun and packed with features.
We pack a lot into a little punch, right? A lot of power into a little punch. So we have 1,000 feet of vertical. We have 53 downhill trails here, 40 miles of trail. We just jam it in everywhere we can get it.
Do you want to know about tech trails? There are a lot of rocks here. And if you're a problem solver, you'll love it because you can just sit here for hours and try to examine a myriad of options. Good Lord. Oh man, look at these birds.
Last year we celebrated our 20th year of lift service downhill. The history of the park, it started as a hardcore Northeast Black Diamond technical park, and a lot of those original trails were built in that fashion. They were straight down the fall line, really rocky, really chunky. You know, the park has evolved over those 21 years. You know, we've really tried to increase the amount of flow. Trail building has come a long way too. So, you know, things like erosion control and those concepts were not even thought about when the park first started. So, you know, now we're trying to build things a little bit more sustainable and a little bit more fun for everybody.
And fun it is, as the work that this passionate trail crew is putting into these trails really shows.
I know we've also been inspired by other parks that have kind of done similar things where they'll just throw a berm in some tech. So it's really, we're just trying to figure out how to keep the trails flowing and keep them fun, regardless if they're a flow trail or tech trail. This year there's 5 of us on crew, 5 guys that really know what they're doing, and they're putting in a lot of hard work and take a lot of pride in their finished work on the berms and jumps. And besides making it ride well, they want it to look good too.
With only 3 beginner trails and blues that would rate as blacks or even double blacks in many other places, it's not quite the super beginner friendly park yet. They don't necessarily have a ton of plans to build a lot more trails as of yet, but rather to improve the current trails they've got. Now that might mean they're going to be working on some of the blues to kind of fill in dirt that has eroded over the years and kind of lower that barrier for intermediate level riders looking to progress a little bit. That being said, with only 3 green trails available, there's not a huge infrastructure yet for that true beginning rider.
A lot of our focus in the last couple of years has been on just expanding the appeal of the bike park to a broader audience. So we worked really hard to get a lot more kids out riding, a lot more women. We have a bike school here that offers lesson programs daily. We're always going to have the big jumps and the super technical black diamond stuff, but we also want to make sure that we're catering to everybody else that might be interested in putting their bike on the lift.
Yeah, this late at night there's not too many choices, but earlier
We were told by someone at the bike shop that the tomato garden is the best pizza in town. So hopefully he wasn't lying to us, because we want some good pizza. We'll see.
actually steady all year round. The Christmas time is the most for the skiers and everything else and holidays. So it's been steady all year round.
Due to COVID restrictions, there weren't a ton of options available while we were in town, but this place did not disappoint. A quaint little family operation of nearly 20 years, it offered a massive traditional Italian menu with some of the best pizza we'd ever eaten.
This location, 40 years, but I've been 18 years. Wow. Another location down in Jefferson. Wow. For 18 years there. Well, the extra basil.
And the margarita, it doesn't get more authentic than that.
There you go.
And watch out for that Philly cheesesteak pie.
That looks pretty good. All right, we gotta come back.
Something different.
That is crazy. Dude, the spinach and artichoke.
Was it good?
Oh my God.
Oh, sure.
Good food and good company are just what the doctor ordered after a big day on the trails at Mountain Creek.
So what does Mountain Creek have to offer people who are not just riding the terrain? Well, it's a pretty sleepy town, but they've got a few things that are certainly going to keep you entertained. They've got a pretty famous water park right here, just a short walk away from the gondola, and it is going to certainly offer some thrills and excitement for those of you who want to cool off on a hot day, have a rest, or just go experience some fun without the people in your family or crew that are here to ride. There's also a nice golf course nearby. They've got horseback riding opportunities in the area, a really fun ropes course, and a zip line up at the top of the mountain. There are a few lodging options here in the valley. However, our suggestion and the place we were lucky enough to stay was the Appalachian here behind me. It is on the base of the slopes right here at Mountain Creek Bike Park, so it's going to be the closest, easiest place to access the lifts. Don't have to drive once you get here, and you've got a little restaurant and grill on site at the Biergarten, which had great food and drinks, fun atmosphere.
They're traveling around the country or visiting bike parks, and they're telling people where it's cool to ride your bike. I hope they say some nice things about us. Free pair of ride concept shoes going to you. See the guys at Loam. Now that you're
The scene is on fire here. We were lucky enough to be in town for one of the Thursday night bike races, which they do all summer long. It was actually the final race of the series. They built a really fun flat turn grass slalom track, and the turnout was great. Even in these kind of crazy COVID times, there was a lot of people here. There was a fun energy and vibe, and you can just really tell that the riders that come here, the trail builders that ride and build here are all passionate and really want to make this a fun destination, whether you're coming from a nearby city or traveling across the country to come ride some fun and challenging terrain.
If I could pick between speed or style, I would definitely say, can I say both?
What are you gonna do with the winnings?
Ooh, you don't want me to answer that. So you want to look good and go fast.
Yeah, that's it.
We had an absolutely awesome time here at Mountain Creek for the last few days. Trails have been a lot of fun to ride. They've also been quite challenging to ride.
But luckily you hit the tree instead of the rocks, right?
I don't even know.
You all good?
Cut off line and clipped the bar end on one tiny tree, and that tiny tree sent me into a bigger tree and kept her upright though.
If you want to come to the East Coast, hit a lot of the bike parks that are out here in this part of the country, this is definitely one we suggest you put on your list. The real passionate community vibe that's here, the ease of access from the lodge up to the mountain. The jump trail, Dominion to Salvation, absolutely top notch. We love it. There's a lot of great features to be had here, and if you like challenging yourself on rock gardens, you will definitely be in heaven here at Mountain Creek. Obviously, if you're a local, you've already been here because this is the place to go. If you're coming from a little bit farther outside, if you fly into JFK, it's an hour-and-a-half drive. It'll put you in a great spot to springboard to a lot of other bike parks in the area, and it's definitely one we suggest you hit if you're coming to the East Coast. So what does Mountain Creek have to offer for those not on the bike? Well, if you happen to forget anything like a helmet or pads, want to get a new jersey, they've definitely got, that was not a New Jersey joke, by the way.
I don't know if you knew, but the Loam Wolf's really into, we're cooking up some big things for the next few years. Oh, did you see this special bed pad we got?
Rock on. Get it?
Performance line beer, performance line bed pads. It's gonna be a big thing.